Alrighty. Long time no talk. Well, not really long time, but longer than I thought it would be. I don't really know why, I just haven't really felt like talking, I guess. You know, like this. I did post the spoken words poem video, and that was nice. I want to keep doing more of those because Lord knows I have enough poetry. It's a sure way to get over writer's block. Have your heart broken twice. Once by a boyfriend, once by a best friend. Oh yeah, the words just fly right out of me. And yeah, that's kind of what I want to talk about a little bit right now, because it's on my mind. Had therapy today. Probably also why it's on my mind, because it's still something, you know, that obviously I talk about. But yeah, today, you know, I'm just sitting there talking with my therapist about how, you know, things are going good, things are going okay, like I'm not really thinking about it anymore, and I know I haven't really actually said like what it is, but I'll just say that, you know, that person that most people, I should say, have in their life, that it's like, not to quote Grey's Anatomy, but it's like they're your person. Like, they know more about you than anybody, and they know you better than you know yourself. Like, that type of person. You know, in my case, my person, I knew for almost 20 years. And yeah, I don't have that person anymore. So that's what I've been dealing with, and that's what I've been, you know, talking about in therapy. Not just about that, but about how to be happy without having, you know, that person in your life. At first I didn't think it was really possible. I didn't think like, oh yeah, I'm gonna be fine, I'm gonna be good, I'm gonna get to a point where, you know, where I feel like I could be happy, you know, on my own, because so much of my happiness was in that friendship for almost 20 years. You know, it's interesting because, like, I had a breakup right before that, and like, I'm over that. I'm not, like, there's some days where I'm like, oh, you know, I miss having, you know, significant other, person, whatever. But really, most days I'm just like, yeah, you know, that, like, looking back, that wasn't a good, we weren't on the same page, that type of thing. Like, I, not to be rude, but I got over that pretty easily. But getting over the friendship, not having my friend or my person part, that's something I still struggle with. And for that to happen, like, one thing after another, it definitely sucked. But I'm doing good. I'm doing better. I have my days. I've had my days where it's just like, you know, I miss that, having that person, or I miss my person. And my therapist today, we're talking, and, you know, said, well, have you heard or ran into, you know, your friend or your ex? And I said, no, nope, haven't run into them, haven't heard anything from them, and I'm okay with that right now. And then I left therapy and I went to the store for my mom because she needed a few things. And I was getting a drink out of the, refrigerator part thing that they have, and I just happened to look over my shoulder and I was like, yep, that's my used to be best friend. Great. I just got done saying, no, I haven't seen her, and then I run into her. Like, my therapist jinxed me. But, yeah, I mean, it kind of went how I expected it to go. Sorry if the lighting is changing. The sun just went in, and I have my lamp and the sunlight. That's my lighting. That's it. But, yeah, so I wasn't gonna go over and say anything, but the really awkward part is our mutual friend was meeting me there so he could take me home. And so I was checking out, and I knew that she was like an aisle behind me. And I guess he walked in, saw her, saw me there, and kind of like gave her a look like, kind of like, you guys didn't, like come here together. He didn't say that, but, and I guess she kind of gave him a look like, what? My presence there didn't matter to her, so that made me feel good. And honestly, like I knew it was gonna happen. I go back to, place where I used to live once a week for therapy, so it's bound to happen at some point. And, all I really want out of what our friendship was is just to be civil with each other. Like, I never wanted it to get to a point where we were both in the same area, we're both in the same store, and we can't just say like hi to each other and be civil with each other, because that's just to me, that I don't know. Like, I honestly, there are people that I really dislike and had lots of issues with, but if I knew them or I ran into them and they were at the store at the same time I was, I would probably say hi to them, just because I'm not a mean person. I'm not. I see someone I know, I'll say hi. I'm not gonna sit there and talk to you about my life story, but that's just all I wanted. That's just all I want out of her, is just to be civil, because we have a mutual friend. So there may be a point where I'm out with this mutual friend and we see her, and what, are we just gonna pretend like neither of us exist? Like, that's what happened. That's what my mutual friend did, and I hate putting him in the middle where, we were walking out of the store and I was like, if you want to say something to her, you can. And he was just like, no, I'm good. It just seems like stupid, just because we're not like best of friends anymore doesn't mean like we have to not like ice each other out, but that's kind of what it felt like, because like I'm within a few feet from someone I've known almost my entire life, but I can't say hi, or she doesn't want to say hi to me, or again, I know I could like tell she didn't care. Like, She no cared. she she just, like, it wasn't, I guess she's okay, I guess, with things being like that, but, you know, I'm not. Maybe because I'm, you know, in therapy and I'm more about talking about my feelings rather than just pretending like she doesn't exist, or like her pretending I don't exist. I don't know. Like, I'm not saying I'm like willing to be more mature about it, but I kind of am. Like, I tried to talk to her as like a last whatever, and just, I got nothing back. I got complete silence, and I was like, wow, really? You're not even willing to like talk to me about this? Like, that's I think that's still the part that messes me up most times. It's, I came to her pouring my heart out, being honest, being truthful, telling her how I felt, which I didn't used to do that. I would steer away from conflict, and even though I knew it was gonna cause some sort of conflict between us, I figured, okay, well, we've been friends for so long. If I tell her how I'm feeling, at least maybe she'd be willing to talk it out with me, or just, you know, validate in my mind, like, okay, yeah, we've got this whatever going on between us, but let's talk about it, let's be adults. And she wasn't. So, like, what was I supposed to do? Just keep trying and trying and trying and trying and getting nothing but silence back? Like, no. And I'm sorry, but I still don't buy that whole I didn't want to hurt your feelings bullshit, because, like, not wanting to hurt my feelings, like, the point that we were at, we were way past hurt feelings on my end. Like the last conversation I had with her was me going, okay, this is it. This is at the end of this conversation, we're either going to walk away and be friends, or not. It was the conversation that would decide whether or not I still wanted to continue being friends with someone that couldn't talk about our feelings and all the drama that was going on. That was my last ditch effort to try, and I guess I was willing to try and she wasn't, so. But the reason why I'm talking, I just want to be civil. That's all I want. You know, and I'm not talking like best friends. I'm not talking like talking to her every day or anything like that. I literally mean, if I see her out, we don't have to pretend each other doesn't exist. We can say hi to each other if we want to. That's it. That's all I want. And it's not like I want that and hoping, oh, I'm gonna get my best friend back, because, like, no, I'm not stupid, you know. I know the last fight or whatever that we had, that changed everything, and, you know, my friend said about when I said, I just want to get to a point where we're civil, you know, eventually. And I said, yeah, but you know how stubborn she is. Yeah, I do. I know how stubborn she is. I was friends with her for almost 20 years. I witnessed the silent treatment and we have an issue, but instead of talking about it, we'll just not talk to each other, see each other for a couple days. Then we'll hang out and everything will be fine. But we don't need to talk about what happened. I don't know. I was okay with that for a while too. Most of the time, because our issues or problems that we have with each other, it didn't feel like it warranted this big, like, sit down, oh, we're gonna talk about this and we're gonna, explain how we feel and blah blah. Like, it didn't, our problems were never like that. It was usually she wanted me to go somewhere and I didn't feel like going because I was anxious, or I said I would go and then I decided not to at the last minute because I was feeling anxious. Like, that was pretty much like it. So that never really felt like it needed a big huge talk or whatever. But this last thing that happened, that needed a big sit down talk, and I was willing to do it. I was willing to sit there in her car and cry and beg her to say anything, and she wouldn't say anything. So when, I hate one-sided friendships. I hate them. I've been in them. And I've always been the one in one-sided relationships who tried harder, who would apologize first. Like, I was willing to forgive as long as she was willing to talk to me. She wasn't. And my friends think about her being stubborn. Like, I said to him, like, she doesn't have any reason to be stubborn. I never expected an apology from her, nor did I want one. I just wanted to know that our friendship was worth something. It was worth us sitting down and talking about, like, what was going on, what was happening. That's all I wanted. I wanted some effort. And I got none. And when you give and you give and you give and you're getting nothing but silence, or just, I don't know what you want me to say back, it's like, well, I've said all I need to say. You clearly have nothing to say, so we're done. And, I know that the fact that we're done and, we're not friends anymore, that affected me a lot more than it affected her. Or, I should say, to me, it felt like it affected me a lot more than it affected her. But, yeah, this video is almost 19 minutes long, so I don't really have anything else to say. I think I look cute. I'm not usually about buttoning up all the way to the top, but for some reason it makes me feel fancy. So yeah, first day of August. I hope this is not okay, this is how the first day of August went. Guess how the rest of the month is gonna go. But I have a few things to look forward to. Hopefully my cousins got back so I can maybe spend some time hanging out with them. Going to Knoebels in 2 weeks. Start school soon. My classes. 4 classes. I'm insane. No, it'll be good. So, yeah. I might post another spoken word poem, because I'm sure I'll be writing about this tonight. Or maybe do another fashion video. I don't know. Something to keep me occupied tomorrow instead of, Another thing, just like that whole pretending we don't exist thing caused me like so much anxiety. Like when I was checking out, I had to like put my number in like 2 times because I messed it up and like didn't realize that I could take the card out just because I was so like, oh my god, get me out of here, get me out of here, get me out of here, get me out of here. So yeah, that kind of drained me. But yeah, it's hot. So I'm gonna go maybe read, well not read, but listen to this audiobook. Almost done it, or at least I think I'm almost done, but, or maybe I'll go write, I don't know. Here's to hoping that the rest of the month things get better.